Previously on the replay, Maya Chen had lived through Tuesday 11 times. Each loop ended the same way, a truck at 3:47 in the afternoon. And someone always died. When she asked Dev Kapoor what was happening, he told her to stop asking questions. Now the 12th loop was beginning. But Maya was no longer asking. She was listening. The alarm on Maya's phone went off at 6:43 a.m. Tuesday morning. Again. No. No, no, no. She was standing in her bedroom. Autumn light through the window. The same angle as every other morning. She looked at her hands. Shaking. Okay. Okay, this is real. This is happening. She grabbed a notebook from her desk. Blank pages. She wrote the date and time at the top. 6:43 a.m. Tuesday. Loop 12. Downstairs, her mom was making coffee. Same mug. Same tired expression. Maya sat at the kitchen table and started writing. Every detail. Every conversation she could remember from the previous loops. You're up early. Big test today. Yeah. Something like that. At Westridge High, the hallway smelled like floor wax and someone's cheap cologne. Maya walked past the senior lockers, writing. Noting who was where. Jordan spotted her and waved. Yo, Chen. You look like you didn't sleep. Do you remember what we did yesterday? Yesterday? We had lunch. You were weird about the cafeteria pizza. Why? Jordan had no memory. Of course she didn't. The loops were Maya's alone. Never mind. What time do you have third period? Why are you asking me like you don't know? You literally scheduled our whole year together. Maya wrote that down. Jordan was right. She had scheduled their classes. In loop 1, they were in AP English together. Third period. With Ms. Hartwell. The classroom was filling up when Maya got there. She sat in the back. She opened her notebook. And she watched Ms. Hartwell come through the door.
Good morning, everyone. We're continuing our discussion of cyclical narratives. Interestingly, some stories never really end. They just keep repeating.
Ms. Hartwell looked directly at Maya. Not in a hostile way. In a way that suggested she was speaking to Maya alone. The patterns repeat, right? Like, the same events.
Exactly. Patterns repeat until the protagonist learns what they need to learn. Or until they stop trying to break free. Some people just accept the cycle.
After class, Maya caught up with Ms. Hartwell in the hallway. Ms. Hartwell, can I ask you something? Do you ever feel like you're living the same day twice?
Once. A long time ago. Not anymore.
What did you do? How did you stop?
I stopped asking why and started asking who. That made all the difference.
Before Maya could ask what that meant, Ms. Hartwell walked away. Maya wrote it down anyway. Who? Not why. In the library, Maya tried to avoid the halls where she knew the truck would be. She'd change her route. She'd eat lunch somewhere different. Maybe that would change the time. At 2 p.m., she was in the North Corridor. Safe. Hours away from 347. At 2:15, she heard the sound. The distant rumble of an engine. Wrong side of the building. At 2:19, the truck crashed through the east wall of the gymnasium. The one on the opposite side of campus from where it always hit. Maya was closer this time. Close enough to see the driver's face before it was too late. Close enough to understand that she couldn't outrun this. Wait. The impact was fast. The darkness after was faster. And then. The alarm on Maya's phone went off at 6:43 a.m. Tuesday morning. Loop 13. She sat up in bed, gasping. Her notebook from this morning was gone. Every page she'd written in the 12th loop, erased. No. That's not possible. She grabbed a pen. She wrote it down again. Every detail she could remember. But her hand was shaking so badly the words barely made sense. At school, she found Dev in the library. He was always in the library. Always in the same spot, reading the same book. Dev, I need to know what's happening. You know something. You knew I would ask. I don't know anything. You're lying. You told me to stop asking questions. Which means you already knew I was going to ask questions. Which means you knew this was happening before I told you. If I tell you, it gets worse. That's what happened to me. That's what happens to everyone. Worse than living the same day over and over. Yeah. Much worse. Because then you start to understand. And once you understand, you can't unknow it. Dev closed his book. He looked directly at Maya for the first time. How many loops have you been through? 13. Then we don't have much time. You need to write everything down. Every conversation. Every detail. Because once you reach a certain number, you stop remembering the loops at all. You just keep living them. Forever. Maya felt her chest tighten. How do you know that? Because I'm trying to remember my first loop. And I can't. I've been stuck in Tuesday for so long, I don't even know what day it really is anymore.